to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Hello, I am Tracy Smith.
Oh, I'm Beth Venus.
And we are Girls Talk Rock.
We're so stoked because we get to be naughty today.
We have some naughty
Don't
bits.
touch my naughty
Don't
bits.
touch my naughty
Well, we have some
bits.
naughty bits in the studio with us today.
We
And
do.
naughty bits
Naughty.
on the phone.
Welcome, Girls Talk Rock listeners, our lovely musicians here in the area and our fans in the area. I know the past couple of weeks we've had some great guests and people on the national stage, international stage, and of course we have some of our local shows. And we want to introduce to you an act that is a national touring act, but they are regional. They're from here. They're technically San Diegans, even though one of them's up in LA. And that is the awesome tribute to Kiss. It's a working tribute band called Kissed Alive. It's in the house. Here in studio, we have Jason Lee, who is Jason Lee, the cut man behind the hides. Welcome to Girls Talk Rock.
Hello. Good to be
And
back.
who do we have on the phone?
We also have, the star child, Vinny J. Welcome,
J.
Vinny.
Yay.
And I believe Mike is on as well now.
And
I
Mike.
am on the phone. Yes, I am.
Is
Oh my God, Mike.
Nice.
the demon dead man here also online? Awesome. I'm just going to really accentuate your awesome last names because it sounds cool. It sounds naughty.
It sounds naughty.
Now, we have you guys on. I know there's a lot of tributes out coming and going, but
Right.
Kissed Alive has been a staple, really, on the West Coast and on the national circuit for a while. And they've really kind of planted themselves as the go-to source for Kiss tribute,
Why, thank you.
Yeah, if you're not going to hire Kiss, which
And
is
you might as well hire Kissed Alive.
Kiss Alive
Right?
is the tribute to
Right.
book. They're just so
It's
fun.
funny you say that, actually, because at a recent concert that we played out in the desert, we were driving out there, and it was for a casino that runs a lot of billboards, so I kind of knew that there might be a billboard for our show. And I also had heard that Kiss was the real Kiss was playing sort of in the area. So I'm driving down the freeway. It's very late at night. I'm kind of tired, and I'm kind of trying to keep an eye out. So I want to see a billboard for my band. It's kind of a first, very rare for somebody on our level to have that. So I'm looking for it, and I'm getting ready to pull over in the middle of the freeway, which I did, and got a lot of people upset at me, but whatever. It's not my problem. But 5 miles down the same stretch of freeway, I saw a billboard for the real Kiss playing 24 hours after us.
Holy Mary.
In the same little stretch of freeway, you had a Kissed Alive billboard and you had a Kiss billboard.
Awesome.
Very cool. Very cool.
How
I was
surreal.
laughing
Humbling.
alone like a crazy man in my truck going down the freeway.
You're like, oops, there it is. If someone had told you about that moment 20 years ago, you would have said,
And I just received an email yesterday saying that one of those billboards is nicely folded up and stashed away in someone's desk waiting for me to pick it up right now.
How
Wow,
uber cool is that?
that's cool.
So I'm going to have a billboard with Vinny and Mike's face, 4 or 5
face.
feet
All we have
wide
to do
on the
now
side
is
of my
find
house.
a building in San
You guys better
Diego
not
where you
piss 'em
can
off.
unveil it.
Well,
on
I
the
was
side of
thinking
the
the side of my house, but my wife said
Okay.
if I did that, she's going to leave me.
Well, and the city
You know
might
what?
complain.
I'm gonna miss her.
You want to
gonna
keep
miss
that
her, yeah.
one. That's a keeper. You are listening to In Studio, of course, Jason, the very wonderful voice of Jason Lee. You should be on the radio all the time,
Wonderful.
man. You've got a
Hey.
great voice on the radio. Jason is kind of you're really the founder of Kiss Alive, and you've been the staple force of this band for so long. I know because we are such good friends as well as co-musicians in a lot of projects, and it's been wonderful to see this band take off.
Well,
And,
our very first rehearsals were held in your studio, my friend.
yeah, I remember you guys
You've
almost
been there
lit it
for
on
this band
fire.
from day
Shout
one.
out to studio at CCMA.
Absolutely.
That place has seen
CCMA
a
is the
lot.
only place we want to rehearse.
If
It's
those
awesome.
walls could talk.
No,
Right.
no. Let's not have them talk.
Right.
Let's no.
Naughty.
The revolution will not be
Now,
televised.
maybe we should ask Vinny and Mike, since we have them on the phone, how did you guys love your gig in Vegas doing the Rock and Roll Marathon? Talk about that.
Oh, man. Who's going first, Vinny?
Tell me
Either
your
one.
best moment. Vinny, tell me your best moment.
Yeah, Vinny first.
Uh-oh. We may have lost Vinny. Vinny, you there?
Well, Mike will tell you that that was probably one of the best gigs we've ever played. Tell him, Mike.
All right, Mike.
Yeah, I would say.
Hey, don't mind me. I'm having a little indigestion.
Yeah. It's just he's a little bubbly.
I'm a little bubbly today. When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie. That
Oh my God. Okay, Mike, tell us how your gig went. Tell us.
Tell us your best moment, man. Did we lose Mike? Then Jason, tell us your best moment.
Holy cow.
I'm gonna
This is live. This is live radio.
live.
That's
Hey,
why
Kiss
that's how
Alive
you
is
know we're
live.
live.
I'll tell you, one of my best moments was actually just seeing where they put the stage this year and realizing, even though we were loading in during the daytime, very early on in the day, I realized that this was not going to be our average gig. We had just, as you know, we had played the 5K for we're talking about the Rock and Roll Marathon, of course,
in
from
Las
this
Vegas.
past weekend in Las Vegas, which is they do it in like 12 cities across the nation, but this is the only one they run at night. So they close down the strip and they run the marathon right down the middle of the strip with all the lights and the neon and everything around it, and my band is, Kissed Alive has done it the last probably 4 or 5 years, most of them with Groove Kitty, which is
so fun.
Obviously one of my favorite bands. I'm wearing their T-shirt right now in the studio.
We can vouch. We're looking at him.
Rocking the Groove Kitty logo here.
That's
right. Yes, but I did kind of alter it a little bit. I kind of took this,
It would be
but that's
cooler
okay.
if you did that.
But very early on in the day, I mean, like I said, the 5K was the day before, and that was kind of cool in itself because actually I didn't realize till I started loading our gear and I was noticing stickers on the road cases that we were playing on the same grounds that Rock in Rio Las Vegas is held.
Yep.
And I didn't realize that till I started seeing like Rock in Rio stickers on some of the road gear, and I asked him, "Oh, did you guys go and do that?" He says, "Yeah, that was here." And then I looked it up afterwards because I didn't think he was right.
Yeah.
And he was right.
Wow.
And so they're going to do that there every 2 years, I found out. So they're going to be back in 2017.
Now, do we still have Mike on the line, or who's on the line with us?
I just got on the line. I don't know what happened.
Dude, you know what?
All right, well, tell us, Mike.
Even Mike.
Moment.
Mike, tell us about your best moment on that big stage in front of all those people.
Yeah, no, actually the best moment was just being with family and friends.
Yeah.
Really on the Las Vegas Strip and seeing everybody. And then, we were clapping people's hands while they're like Groove Kitty was playing. And, when Groove Kitty was playing, we were like off on the side. You should have saw Jason. He was dancing on what were those?
Dancing on a perimeter wall in 7-inch
It was
heel
so
boots.
funny. Check this out, Beth. So Dave Towns, he's our, ace spaceman, right?
Yes.
Him and I are sitting there, and we see Jason dancing on the wall.
Were you guys placing bets if I'd fall?
I told David, I said, Dave, get ready to go catch him, but let him keep doing what he's doing because he looked so cool.
And happy.
And it's going to be such a YouTube moment when he falls on his head.
No, but it wasn't,
It was good.
It was great. And that's when Beth came up to sing rock and roll. I thought that was fantastic. I loved it.
It was so fun. I think we had a moment where we were, Kitty was playing and we were doing something hair rock or something. And, I turned to my left and you guys were all lined up and getting high fives from, all the runners, coming back on that, the marathon end of the race. And they were so happy to connect with you guys. And, we're playing.
The feeling is mutual.
Music. It was just
absolutely mutual.
It's a very warm, fuzzy family vibe at that run. And it's kind of funky because you're thinking Vegas and you're thinking plastic and you're thinking big, but it is
But the reality is there were more people in costumes in the marathon than there were on the stages because they come in all the wackiest costumes. And this year, the actual winner of the marathon overall in the men's category was dressed as an Elvis impersonator.
Oh, that's cool.
And they've done it so many times now that there's a running tally, and they have like a record, now, like who had the most, what year, what rock and roll marathon had the most running Elvi, they call it.
I love it.
Oh my God.
The running Elvi, yes.
Oh my God.
Well, it's funny you take note of that because Leela Vickery and I, who are in Groove Kitty, we kind of have like the corsets and the fluffy tulle
brides
skirts
of Las Vegas.
and the boots, and we think it's a getup. It's our costume for Groove Kitty, and we were trying to get across the street to the stage, and the guy said, "Oh no, you can't go there." He thought we were runners
Trying to take a shortcut.
right? And I was like, "No, I'm not running a marathon in this
We're
shit."
supposed to be on the stage, man.
He's like, but look at these heels. He's like, yeah, you and 10 other people, women and men. So no.
We didn't stand out.
I think we got Vinny back on the line. Vinny, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay,
Can you hear
Vinny.
me?
Vinny, yes. Tell us about your favorite moment on the stage at the Rock and Roll Marathon in Vegas.
Oh my gosh, there were several, but one sticks out in my head more than others, and that was when I was trying to get across Las Vegas Boulevard, because the stage is right in the middle of the street.
Yes.
I think you've already established that. And all the runners are coming towards David Townsend and myself. So we didn't know what to do. So we went up to the police officers. They were gathered right on the side of the street there.
Were you in
And
your
we
boots?
said, officers, we don't know how we're going to get across the street. What should we go all the way around? How should we do it? And so they pointed to the bridge about a half a block away to your right, and they pointed to the bridge half a mile or a half a block to the left. They said, hold on a second. And they talked amongst themselves, and this very tall, blonde police officer, she must have been 6'4".
Awesome.
She goes, can I carry your guitar case? I go, yeah, that'd be great.
Yes, you can.
Because I had a suitcase with me. So she picks it up, and she goes, follow me.
Are you sure
And
she was a
cuts across the
police
street.
officer?
She was a runner dressed as a cop, right? We know this.
No,
She was there to give you a candygram.
Okay.
And she got me to the stage, and picture this. She sets my guitar bag down, and she reaches into her bag and pulls out her camera
Oh,
and
that's
proceeds
awesome.
to take a selfie. She said, can I get a picture? I go, oh, absolutely. You can
Yes,
get a picture.
you can.
No problem.
Yes, you can. And thank you.
She was having that.
She
She's like,
took a picture.
that
It
is
was
so awesome.
It was awesome, and nobody filmed it. I didn't have a crew with me.
Oh, man.
Oh, see, I was
filmed
supposed
that
to be
moment.
there.
Well, you know what they say. What happens in Vegas when Tracy isn't there to film it just goes
Stays
away
there.
and never,
That's right.
ever gets remembered. I'm just saying.
That's a
right.
shout out to
That was
Ninja
an
Picks.
amazing
Ninja
thing.
Picks, absolutely.
Well, I
Yeah,
love
that was an amazing moment.
I love
I love
hearing
that
you
name, by the
guys
way, Ninja Picks.
working together in a tribute in a world where tributes are incredibly competitive, and you
It's a
guys,
Shark Tank.
It is a Shark Tank, man. I just
it?
think
Shark Tank.
the whole industry is, but it's where you guys have to have the right costumes, the right actions, the right acting, the right
Yes.
music, the right stage setup, the right showcase for the right event at the right time. What has been the common denominator for you guys, just at least the four of you we have on today, that's made it work? That's made this combination be such a good combination for you guys?
Wow.
I have an answer, but I don't need to go first.
Go ahead,
No,
Vinny.
go ahead, go first.
Okay. Well, I think the common denominator is we always consider the people behind the mask. And when we put the mask on, it's like game on.
Yeah.
The whole thing's on because you have to become this character. And I've always said that this tribute band is different because when you put the mask on, everybody that's in the band, they are that character. Catman, Jason Lee, he's perfect. He looks just like Peter Criss. David Towns looks just like the spaceman. Everybody looks like the character and acts like the character. So my answer is everybody acts like the character, and that's what makes this thing work.
Right on.
And you guys stay in character too. It's really exciting to see. You guys are really down to earth guys. You're all like super cool to hang out with and have fun with. But boy, when you hit the stage, you dive right in and just kind of like really let the audience participate.
Yeah, so Mike, what do you think is the best part about being in this amazing band, Kissed Alive?
So let me just clarify the question. What's the best part?
Yeah, I think. Well, what's the best thing for you as a musician, being in such an awesome tribute?
Yeah, you know what it is. It's coming together with a group of people and creating that sound and really feeling. I'm going to say groove kitty.
Yes.
really feeling these songs that some of us we grew up. I mean, Kiss to me has always been the godfathers of rock. To be
Amen
Kiss.
to that.
Jason and I were talking about this weekend, but it's just like there'll be a moment where like I'll be rocking out with Vinny and Dave, and then I turn back over to Jason. And Jason's just like slamming it, just rocking and rolling. It's so cool. If you could see Jason,
yes.
If you're the bass player, and if you could just see him hitting these breaks on the songs, of these classic songs that we've all heard for years, that we continue to hear, it's probably the coolest thing ever. So it's really bringing this music to life, and especially in the public. If I was playing on a record, next step, I'm going to play the record if I can't play live.
Nice.
Well, and just the energy that it brings. I can't tell you how many, athletes running by. I saw like all of a sudden their hands would go into pretend playing drums or pretend air guitaring while they were running, because that's what they're like compelled. That's what they feel. And then the moment that they're going by, even our drummer, Zach Sestina from Groove Kitty, he was downstage. He went around front to watch you guys, and I saw him just playing right along with Jason Air.
Well,
drumming
Kiss is such a global brand. They're not even a band at this point. It's a global entity. And people that don't speak their language can definitely, everyone around the world, they hear it and they know the songs.
It's crazy.
What's been amazing me, I didn't interrupt, but what's been amazing me is that you see, like, now we're seeing, before it was like everybody over the age of 50, right? But now it's like little kids because of Scooby-Doo, or now there's like 20-year-olds or 30-year-olds. Now it's like all ages because, and I think it is really, and I think Vinny hit it on the nail there, it's like, it's the person behind the mask. And it's like what we come together as a team to make it right,
It's true.
I don't know.
We're just finishing our first segment with Kissed Alive here on Girls Talk Rock. We're going to have a little commercial break, and we're going to get back to asking them about what's happening, where they're playing coming up soon, the kind of demographic they're focused on, some of their marketing maybe and branding that they do as a tribute, and what makes them stand out in this tough crowd of other tributes.
That's right. And I'm going to ask them about what it's like to wear like pantyhose and spandex and things like that.
It takes a real man to rock those heels.
All about the naughty bits. All right. We're going to come back with the naughty bits, and we're going to ask all those questions right after this message. Thank you, Enter Talk Radio. We'll be right back in 2 minutes.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Make this your vinyl night. I'm John J.R. Robinson, and every week, music creation comes alive through stories, experiences, and sounds when vinyl records filled our hearts and minds. My friends and I share our tips and techniques used in creation of iconic tracks for recording artists such as Michael Jackson, Eric Clapton, Quincy Jones, and Steve Winwood, to name a few. Vinyl has emerged hot, and the soul of vinyl defines art and passion which burns deepest at night. Tune in.
Hi, I'm Tim Dolbear, the host of Sound Experience on Intertalk Radio. Each week, I talk with top professional audio engineers, producers, musicians, and the manufacturers that make the tools that we use in the studio each and every day. From capturing the perfect take to mastering your final release, and the tools and how the pros use them, we are going to dive deep into their process and learn from their experience. I look forward to you joining us each week on Sound Experience with me, your host, Tim Dolbear.
Hey, it's Tracy Smith
and Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock right here on the Enter Talk Radio Network.
Every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all that. SilverTigerProduction.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Woo! Yay! Clappy, clappy.
And as everybody knows, I'm Tracy Smith.
I'm Beth Venus.
And we are Girls Talk Rock. We're back.
We're back with the naughty boys of
With
Kiss
the naughty
Alive.
You know.
Here with Catman Jason Lee, Starchild Vinny J, and the Demon Mike Deadman. So we're happy to have you guys live on Girls Talk Rock. And we were talking last segment about Las Vegas as your most recent little tour you had with some cool stuff with Rock and Roll Marathon and nice big stage there. And we wanted to get into it with you guys about a few other things in the second segment. And I think Tracy was very, very anxious to talk about this. So you want to talk about your tight leotards.
I want to know how you get in and out of your gear.
It takes a real man to rock 7-inch heels, let me tell you. There's a lot of secrets. There's a lot of smoke and mirror. Have you ever seen an old Saturday Night Live character by Dan Aykroyd called Fred Garvin, male prostitute?
Yes, I've seen
and
it.
Just hang on a minute there, darling. Just got a few garters and supportive trusses that I've got to unbuckle. And, that's kind of what it's like. It's all smoke and mirrors. We're all just broken old men. No.
Does Anna just go, okay, sweetie, if it makes you happy?
My wife calls it 40-year-olds in spandex.
Well, no, I mean, I'm really serious about this question, though, because when you're a regular band, you don't have to go through all the rigmarole. You don't have to put on the makeup, the gear, everything that goes along with it, and the responsibility we were talking about of actually taking on that character and making it what it is for millions and millions of fans. So tell us what it's like.
Well, responsibility is, it pretty much hits it nail on the head. If you're going to take your act and market it to, let's say, a major casino and play in their biggest showroom where they have national bands, like the last casino we had, like a couple of weeks before, the week before us was Arsenio Hall, the talk show host, and a couple of weeks or a month before that was the band Heart, not a tribute, the real band. So when you're going to pitch yourself to a room like that, it carries a responsibility. You have to be able to perform on that level. You can't take a bar band into that kind of venue. I know. I tried in my earlier years. I had a cover band, and I tried to take it to Las Vegas, tried to get a show there, thinking of, well, it's a variety act is how I thought of it, right? And I went there, and I remember very clearly sitting in the agent's office, very major agency in Las Vegas to this day. I won't say their name. I sat there with the owner of the agency and two of his main agents, and we watched a video of my band. And he looked at me, and the first thing out of his mouth was, And right then I knew, and then he said, look, you look like a bar band up there. And what showroom am I going to put? If you're going to play big stages, you better be an entertainer. And that, that kind of falls in line with actually, that kind of thought comes from the band KISS themselves, because when they came about, the reason why they did the stage show that they did and the form of entertainment that they entered into was because they were tired of seeing bands go up there in jeans, T-shirts, stare at their shoes, and and play their album. Well, I could play your album in my garage. I'm paying you to, I don't want to say dance monkey, but I mean, you've got to entertain people. I look at it as a fan, and that's, I think I could probably speak for everybody in the band that, especially if you're going to be in a tribute act, it does carry a responsibility. A, you have to be faithful to what you're doing, and B, you've got to be a fan of the music.
You have to love it. Yes.
If you're not a fan of a band you're in a tribute show to, it won't work, because you'll be going through the motions and people can see it. If you're not enjoying yourself, people will see through it. Doesn't matter how much makeup we pile on our faces. And God bless, the guys that I have in my band that, we can
are willing to put on makeup and spandex.
Well, yes. But I mean, we can have differences and stuff, but we'll get on that stage and it all ends at the stage left. When we walk on
Right.
stage, we are there to do a job, entertain people, and we give it our all, and we check the baggage at the side of the stage.
I was going to say, I don't care what happened that day, that week, that month prior, whatever baggage you're bringing into it, you've really got to
Drop it.
Your head has to be in the game, and you are now that persona.
So,
that's
Vinny, Mike, so when you guys decided you wanted to be part of a KISS project, in particular KISS Alive, was the makeup and hair like a bonus, or was that like a hurdle for you to get over?
Who's going first, Vinny? Okay. Well, for me, yeah, the makeup is so fun. The wig, the makeup, the leather, right? And even the boots
He
at
likes
first.
that leather.
Even the boots at first. However, I think you were talking earlier, the process of getting into these great characters that we all love, it's just, and then being in the makeup for so long and then on stage with the bright lights, it takes its toll. So it's not, you got KISS that's got like 30, I don't know how many people in their crew taking care of them. And then you got us that we're doing everything.
Right.
Right.
And so I think, no matter what, as a kid, everybody, the kids nowadays, they love seeing the makeup, and the hair, the guitars and all that. But I think for me, the heels are probably the only thing I do not care for.
Well, the heels and trying to get your pedals and everything you need for your effects pedals and everything like that. That's the first thing I know I think of. And I think this week and on the stage, there was a board that was coming up on the stage.
Yes, where the the stage platforms
we were
weren't
so
quite...
worried about you guys in those heels.
And that's the thing with those heels. I mean, the 7-inch heels, we got to do it with the heels because it's just awesome. We love it. It just makes it a great show. But we got to be
and it makes your butt look
number
good,
one.
So I'm just saying.
Well, right, what about you, Vinny? What do you like most about or worst about the makeup?
Well, just the fact that you gotta become the character and put the makeup on and put the costumes on, it separates you. I mean, this gig is not for any mere mortal. I mean, you gotta really study this thing, man. We've all really studied this thing, and we're all into it. And
I think it shows,
we all
too.
contribute our part to this sound, and it's amazing. It's like stepping back in time. 1977 Destroyer. That's what it is.
It
it's
is.
like if anybody has lived through that era and they come see our show, they're going to go, "Oh my gosh, Mr. Peabody, we just went back in time. We're in 1977 seeing, the greatest band ever."
How can you not smile when you hear a guy like Vinny J talk, right?
Okay,
it's true. We're all smiling.
And I was going to just say something along those lines, Jason, because for those of you who have not seen them live, KISS Alive live, there is a total joy with Vinny, and I know for Jason, and now with Mike and David, but like Vinny, when he just is standing there is smiling, and like there's like there's a smile to his voice,
there's inner smile.
There's such an inner joy, and so there's something that transcends to the audience that one, you guys are having a good time, and it transcends to them that you don't think you are KISS, but you're celebrating KISS.
Absolutely.
And and it really picks up.
Big
and
difference.
it is a positive energy it brings to your audience instead of an ego trip or a chip on your shoulder.
There's a lot of bands
really
that do
is
what
great.
we do that take themselves very seriously.
Right.
And specifically KISS tribute bands. I didn't know when I first put this band together, well, I didn't put it together myself. I had help. Our original guitar player, John Douglas, he and I started it together. But when we first did it, we didn't really actually realize. We just thought, well, we want to put a tribute band together. He had a different reason than I did. I was just tired of playing bar bands, and so I thought, well, I've done some tribute shows. Let's do this. I didn't realize how many KISS tribute bands there are.
Right.
And some of them take themselves very seriously, very seriously. And my thinking is this. First of all, if you picked a band to be famous in, you shouldn't pick a tribute band, number one, because you're dressing up as someone else. Number two, you really shouldn't be in a KISS tribute band because you cover your face up in someone else's makeup.
No one can see who you are.
No one can see your face. And when you put the face on, it's still not your face. So if you kind of got to see it for what it is. I tell some of my friends at church, they ask what my son thinks of what I do in my spare time. And I said, well, it's like having a circus clown for a dad, except instead of we play rock and roll all night.
Right.
It's fun. But you're right. We do have a fun and an enjoyment level that transcends all of that other stuff. And it does come through because in the end, we're fans. I mean, how lucky, how could you not be amazed by having them shut down the Las Vegas Strip, put your stage right in the middle of it. You've got a big pirate ship on one side. You've got 100-foot tall signs and lights and thousands of people all around you. How could you not, enjoy that? I mean, that's it. There's a lot of fun to be had, just like anything else in life. If you're not having fun, stop.
Well, the aspect that I was wondering about was, what does the real band KISS think about you and all the other KISS tributes out there? So that's what I want to hear.
I have an answer to that.
Go ahead, Vinny.
When I, get into the character and we're doing this thing, it's on. I picture, what would Gene and Paul want to hear? Would they want to hear someone having fun, rocking out, doing their songs like to the T, and the crowd is digging them? Or would they want something less than that? And my answer is always, they would want the first one and more. I want to picture Paul and Gene rocking out to us. That would be fun.
Right on.
I've actually heard a few comments by some of the guys in KISS when the subject of tribute bands come up, because I think probably, from the inside out, I can probably safely say that KISS is probably the most tributed band since the Beatles, or Elvis. For their genre of music, I don't think there's any more tribute bands out there in the globe. Unfortunately, for a guy who has to swim in that pool, there's a lot of them. Let's see, Gene. No, I think it was Paul that said recently, and obviously he hasn't heard my band if he said this, but of course, and it sounds like something Paul would say. Well, I've seen a lot of them, and a lot of them are pretty good, but I haven't seen one with a good Paul Stanley yet. And I thought, well, you haven't heard Kissed Alive, because our Paul Stanley can hit notes that none of the other Paul Stanleys can hit.
Amazeballs.
Totally.
And number two, of course he's going to say that. Nobody's me, Everybody's good, but nobody's me. I think they were asking because the subject of, will KISS continue without any of their original members, and would it be a tribute show at that point? And why not? This stuff is like a Broadway musical at this point. It's people playing roles.
And that's another thing I was going to discuss, too, is because a lot of the guys out there that are... Now, you hear about the big bands going back out on tour, and there's maybe one original member. So at that point, even with one original member, isn't it a tribute to the actual band if it's only one of the original members?
I'd say yes and no. Okay. I'd say it is if if it's a core writing member, like if it's the guy that wrote and sang or wrote most of the material and he's out there playing the guitar on it, like say the guitar player in Foreigner, he wrote most of those songs.
Right.
So that's not a tribute band to me.
Right.
But then if you've got a band, say like, I'm going to get myself in trouble, but who cares? Rat, okay?
Right.
Who right now, their drummer has hijacked the band name, scheduled a quote-unquote meeting to be held at a deli on a day when his other partner in the band was out of town, and made himself the head of the band, and went out, formed a whole new band with all new people.
So Spinal Tap.
Because none of the band wasn't together, and none of the band wanted to play if they wasn't all the original members. And this drummer said, I want to go out there. So he formed a whole new version of the band with just the drummer. And A, he didn't write any of the songs. B, if you go back far enough, he wasn't the original drummer, although he was the marquee name in that solid lineup. But he didn't write any of the songs. Right. And he's out there with no other original members except for the guy who played drums on the albums. Didn't write any of the songs. That, I call that a tribute band. I don't care what he calls it. He can call it Rat from here till next Tuesday. But as a fan of that band, I call it a tribute band.
Well, tribute and theme era bands are very big right now. And when
you mean
we're
like the band Groove Kitty? They're a great theme era band, and I love them
they are a great theme.
lot.
I've heard.
Right?
I've heard about them.
Awesome
Right,
play.
guys? Aren't they awesome?
Yeah. Oh, they're the best, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Tell it. Oh my God. Hallelujah.
She's
That
blushing-
singer they
blushing
have
in the
is
studio.
awesome, and their guitar player is one of the sexiest guitar gods I've ever seen in my life.
Oh my gosh. Shout out to Matt
Oh
Rice.
my God.
That-
Your
man,
Groove Kitty Matt is amazing.
He is amazing.
And don't get me started about their bass player Ricky's shorts.
Oh, my God.
It's
Well,
just too fabulous for words.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
But you guys bring up. I'm looking right now at 7 Nights. It's a Las Vegas publication, a weekly publication, a big old pamphlet you see at every hotel on the Strip, and on the cover is Steel Panther. Hair to the Throne, and
Those
like a really
guys.
great, sexy shot of these guys are taking the nation by storm. But they are, an act that we've seen on cue for a very long time here in Southern California, and that they've really started to make a name for themselves nationally with this very specific, very detailed show that is it is planned every moment of it. And it's awesome because it's like nasty and naughty and
Well, it's a parody of every 80s rock hair
is.
metal
It's
cliche
awesome.
ever, taken to the nth degree.
taken to the nth
Right.
degree, and that
They
is
started out as a tribute band.
what's so and
The
my
Atomic Punks.
point for you guys, right, is that you have this theme and you have this over the topness that you everybody's trying to produce to be a little bit bigger, a little bit hairier, a little bit brighter, a little bit
Hairier.
like everything, just metal, just every
Ain't
little
that the
thing,
truth?
right?
Or for some of us, a little less.
that is almost a new genre in itself. So you guys have that as a tribute, but do you feel like you need to be, since you're Kiss, it doesn't have to be bigger than life because it already is bigger than life, but do you guys feel like you need to go over the top,
Absolutely.
like a little over that edge
You
to make sure you're
absolutely
selling
have to
that
go
story?
big and go over the top every time.
Go big or go home. That's what I always
Go
say.
big or go home, and especially in this game, with like as we were talking about before, there's so many other bands that we have to compete with. You have to continually raise your game. Continually, you have
Right.
to add new songs into the set list every quarter. You've got to add like new toys onto your stage show. You've got to really raise the game, because if you don't, the next guy's going to come along and he's going to say, "Look, I've got what those guys don't got, and hire me instead."
Well,
and it
one
happens
thing-
all the time.
Yeah, one thing I wanted to ask about was I saw your HOB show, House Blues San Diego, and I noticed that the player's guitar was smoking. So tell us about how he pulls that off.
Well, actually, that's a very interesting story.
You're like,
I want to hear it.
Ace Frehley's guitar, actually in Kiss, it's been a trademark of him, where he has his.
Hey, we're gonna have to take this story to the next segment because we're
Oh
already
my
in
God!
commercial
Yeah, hold
time.
that thought. Sorry, I wasn't looking
Let's
at
talk
the
about
orange
smoking
flashing thing on the
guitars in our next
screen.
segment. Right now, we're going like to thank Enter Talk Radio for having Girls Talk Rock. We're going to come back. We're going to talk about smoking guitars. We're going to
Smoking
talk
guitars.
about musicianship, and we're going to talk about some of the other projects these great players from Kiss Alive are in.
We'll be right back in 2 minutes. Hold on to your seats.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear, host of Sound Experience here on Intertalk Radio. And Source Connect by Source Element is the essential tool that we use to link between my studio in Austin, Texas and the WS radio station in San Diego. Now with Source Connect, not only can we communicate in real time and with HD audio, but it's synced up and is of a high enough quality that I can use it for real-time ADR work, remote recording and overdubbing, and it even allows me to remotely control a DAW. Source Connect by Source Element. Affordable, high-quality audio and video connection over the internet for all of your production needs.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on Intertalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Girls are talking rock again.
And people are listening.
Today we're talking bands.
Let's talk promotion. Red Giant promo, graphics, EPKs, video, photos, social media, and brand building using content marketing.
But let's talk studio at CCMA, which is events, rehearsal, tour prep, piano, guitar, voice, rock band, lessons, workshops, and clinics. Yeah!
Both proud sponsors of Girls Talk Rock.
Well, get the lowdown on these services and contact me, Tracy, at girlstalkrock.com.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.
Welcome to Girls Talk Rock, where the musician's creativity finds its voice. And here are your hosts, Tracy Smith and Beth Venus.
Okay, she's playing with the clapper again.
Yay, I do. I love playing.
I'm Tracy
with toys.
Smith.
I'm Beth Venus.
And we are
Girls Talk Rock.
And we are here with Kissed Alive.
Naughty Kiss
Naughty
Alive.
bits.
We have, of course, Catman, Jason Lee, the Star Child, Vinny J, and the Demon, Mike Deadman online. We don't have the Spaceman today, but we'll have to drag him in another day. We left last segment talking a little bit about special effects. You guys have some special requirements as a Kiss tribute. I love all you other tributes out there, but not many of you have to deal with smoke and fire and flames and Holy Mary, all kinds of stuff. So tell us about some of the special effects you guys have taken on and the success and failures of
we want to
some
hear
of
that.
those.
Well, fortunately, no one's burnt their hair yet, right, Mike?
Mike, the Demon Man.
Is anybody smoking on stage besides the guitar?
What challenges have you had with special effects?
I'm sorry, say that one more time.
What challenges have you had with special effects that are kind of in your wheelhouse as the Demon of Kiss?
Yeah. Well, I mean, the number one thing is, it's always like, okay, hey, can we do the fire at this venue? Because I'm very reluctant, since that whole, everybody knows about the Great White incident with the club,
Sure,
I always think about that when I do. You just don't mess with fire. So it's definitely, you get there and you got to talk to the sound crew. You got to find out if fire marshal approved it and what have you. And that's a big thing. So that's always happening. And then if you blow, we basically use like a outside garden torch. That you
Tiki torch.
you have it on the side of the stage, and
Shout
you
out
can
to
use.
Home Depot.
Yes.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, serious. Yeah, Home Depot or Lowe's, whatever you want. Whoever's sponsoring
That's
this
where we're
radio
going to get our
station right
scissor
now.
lifts and our cranes for the next tour.
Exactly.
Yeah. One of the great huge hardware stores. But yeah, either powdered sugar or cornstarch, and that blows the fire. It's really cool. And then the blood is like, you don't want to bloody up everybody's stage, because the blood is just like it's a pain to get out. It's a pain to get out of my bases. I tell you that.
It's everywhere. Yeah. Do people want
I had
the blood?
one show where. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
You do have more requests for the blood or the fire?
Ooh, good question.
Oh, good
Usually
question.
blood.
Well, now it'd be the fire, because I've done the blood so much. And actually, I had one show where the blood was so bad it got all over my strings, and they won't even play because it's so soaked into the string.
I have a bootleg of that show. I have footage of that show, and you can hear when he plays his strings. It's like peeling off when you stick onto something when you're on the floor.
No.
You can hear his strings plinking because they pull off when he pulls off his finger, because he plays partly with his fingers, and you can hear them go
Click, click, click.
Yeah, I had to. It was because most of the time I do play with the pick just to be more precise with the notes. But then at that time I was like, I'm not getting any sound. I've got to use my fingers. So I threw the pick. Some guy caught it in the front row, and he was like, "Yeah, rock and roll,"
Yeah, you're like,
And it was all sticky. I got a sticky pick from Kiss.
Wow, and how do you get rid of that, huh?
Naughty. Gosh, you're so naughty.
Oh, we've got some naughty bits.
But the blood is, in a normal band like Groove Kitty, someone like Matt will actually bleed on his strings.
But he would never spit blood like this.
But he doesn't have. He's got a lot of blood on those strings. I'll be like, dude, that's kind of gross. It sprays everywhere.
There's blood all over my snare drum.
Oh my! You guys are given for it, but you've got like doses and doses of like Halloween blood everywhere. So you put down the plastic and you're like, blah, 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 blah. And then what does...
How's that go again?
Blah, 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 blah.
Right? And everybody's like, yeah! And then the moment following, are you feeling like, yes, I want to clean up now? Or are you like, oh my God, thank God I got that over with? Or are you like, yeah, I want to do that again. Give me some more blood. Like, are you glad to have that part done with? Because I would be like, ooh, props.
Depends on the reaction.
Right.
No, it's like, because you're so much into the character of
Right.
God of Thunder, because it happens on God of Thunder, of course. And that whole, if you hear the story and you read the lyrics of God of Thunder, it just makes sense to be spitting out the blood.
Right. Okay.
Yes.
You know.
You
But
see-
it's fun. It's really, anybody who's doing it, it's fun. It's a blast. Such a blast.
So what about you, Vinny? What do you have that's special to you that you portray on stage since you don't spit out blood?
His voice.
Oh my gosh.
I know. Well, his voice is amazing,
me?
but yes.
For me, I'm like the ringmaster. I present, the demon or the Catman, or I'm the center. The audience is looking at me, and I give it away to the other guys.
Yeah, you
That's
do. You do
my
beautifully.
thing. Plus, I got to hit the high notes, of course, because everybody wants to hear that stuff.
Right.
Oh my gosh, it's so fun too.
yeah,
It's so
so-
fun to hear you do that.
Yeah,
When you
so
can you
that-
say, do you want to rock? Can you say, are you ready?
Vinny, what do you say to somebody that asks you to hit the high note?
You mean that stuff? Yeah, people want that stuff.
Yeah.
And what do you say to
Expect
them when
it.
they ask for that?
We always say, yeah!
Yeah.
Right on.
Vinny likes to say, "You're not truly alive." Together, guys, until you've been kissed
Kissed
alive.
alive.
You're still alive.
Yes,
That's right.
Awesome.
that's Vinny's.
Yeah, so just entertaining people, I think, is really what it's all about. People are they're just shocked at our costumes and our makeup and the sound, and they're just you just kind of you reel them in, and you got them there, and you've got to entertain them. I mean, you've got to interact with them. They love that stuff. That's
Yeah.
why they come out.
I would like to say I would love to see you guys in Vegas doing the whole Kiss thing like you are Kiss.
Yeah.
And, especially it doesn't matter if they're retired or not, whatever. But they need a Kiss like all the time show in Vegas.
Residency.
Yeah, exactly. And then what
Yeah.
I would say about that is that fans would flock right to
Oh,
Vegas.
it's a big drive.
To
Well, remember
see
the
something like
Elvis
that.
impersonators of the 70s in Vegas. It was the huge
Right.
thing. If you were a good quality, an Elvis or a Marilyn or something like that.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
Right.
the thing.
the people who enjoy that kind of music, they're not a lot of them left, and they're being
Right.
replaced at a rapid rate with people who grew up listening to classic rock.
Yeah,
those are the
70s and
people
80s is now the
that are
new.
70s and 80s. Those are the people that are spending the money in the casinos right now. The young kids go there to party, but the ones who are a little older, they're the ones that are actually spending a lot of time in those casinos. So that's the market.
Hey,
That's the
I went in,
demographic.
I played nickel poker with $10 and I came back with 16. I'm bragging about it.
$6
She's so
up.
proud.
A $6 up.
Don't spend it all in one place.
Yeah.
I know,
$6
right?
up.
I can go to
Right.
Carl's
All right,
Jr.
so my next question to you guys would be, what is your favorite stage you've played on? Or what is the stage that you haven't gotten a chance to play on yet that you would absolutely kill to be on? That's my question.
Oh, good question.
Thank you.
Dang good question. Okay, so if I could take the first on this one, guys,
Go
I
ahead.
would say that my favorite stage has been Big Bear, the stage up at
The cave?
what's it called, the cave.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes,
Yeah,
yes.
that's been my favorite stage so far because they have high tech stuff, great sound, they have great lights, all that stuff. But the stage I would love to play, of course, would be a stage like the Forum in Los
Right.
Angeles.
Nice.
I would
Nice and
love
big.
to play to a bigger crowd.
I saw JT there.
Well, that's my answer, and I'm sticking to it.
I like
what
it.
about you, Vinny? What do you think about that?
That was
That was Vinny.
Oh, that
You mean
was
Mike.
Vinny. Sorry, dude. Okay,
I knew
sorry,
that was
That's okay.
Vinny.
Mike.
Mike.
Yeah, I would say out of the shows that I've played so far, I think my favorite would have to be, I was going to say, I like Spotlight 29. That was a great show because of the sound. The sound
It's
was
a big room,
fantastic, and
too.
of course the people. But I think what I really enjoyed was up at Lake Arrowhead. because I felt like this. What's that?
I agree. That was a good show.
Yeah, because I felt the Lake Arrowhead, it was just so quaint, and the fans were just having a blast and rocking out. I mean, everybody rocks out every time we play, and they have a good time, but that one was just really good. But as far as the one that I'd want to play, I mean, of course, the Wacken Festival. Who doesn't want to play the Wacken?
Oh, over in Germany, yes.
We're talking international.
Well, we are, it sounds crazy, but, in this last segment of our hour with Kissed Alive, and by the way, for our guests listening, we really encourage you to go to their website, which is KISSEDalive.com, KISSED alive, ALIVE.com. It's all like it's one word. Mm-hmm. Do check them out. They've got some live footage and, of course, pictures and information about the band and their whereabouts and where they're coming and going. We really encourage you to drop them a line, let them know you heard today, and then, get on their Facebook or on one of their sites so they can keep you posted as fans when they're going to be in town.
But we haven't heard from Jason. What's his favorite stage and where he would like to play?
Yeah, Jason's been thinking. He's pondering.
He was.
Well, I was just lost in thinking about our awesome websites. I was listening to Beth list them, and I love our .com because our bass player, Mike, he handles that actually for us. So that's probably one of our best websites because someone actually takes care of it. Our Facebook, which is facebook.com/KissedAlive, that's just kind of like, we update it with photos from live gigs and things like that. We have a lot of fun with that because we can put video footage and people can post on that and stuff. But from your question, my favorite stage that I've ever played, let's see. I would have to say, wow. It's a tie, and I hate to cheat like that, but Fremont Street in Las Vegas.
Oh, so fun.
Our second, third, and fourth gigs as a band. We played one club gig to warm up, and then the next 3 gigs were headlining at Fremont Street. It was an outdoor stage, thousands of people every night, and even though there were a lot of internal things going on, behind the scenes that were not very conducive to a creative environment, let's say. Being on that stage and seeing my band's face on that big, huge video screen.
That was cool.
It was really something that I'll never forget. We worked almost a year in the making of this band before we even ever hit the stage for the first time. So to be playing that, after all that time and all that hard work, and we actually lost an original member along the way, and it just, it was something really special that I'll never forget, looking up and seeing my face on that video screen with my bandmates. It was just awesome. Now, a place that I would like to play, that's easy, Rock in Rio. I want to play Rock in Rio in Rio. And I want to play it in Vegas, too, so maybe we'll get to play Rock in Rio in Las Vegas in 2017, since we've already played at the location. I hope that the Rock in Rio people are listening.
Okay, Universe, are you listening?
Universe.
Oh, my gosh.
Rock in Rio, Groove Kitty, and Kissed Alive, and the band Cheap Tricked. Those 3 bands need to play at Rock in Rio in Las Vegas. But I want to play, personally speaking, I want to be on the stage at one time in my life in any capacity, Rock in Rio in Rio de Janeiro. My wife is Brazilian, so there's that.
Maybe she can make it happen.
I'm just so in love with that festival and all the band footage that I've seen. Like there's a really killer DVD of a Iron Maiden concert from like 2002 there or whatever, and it's just amazing. The crowd sings along to everything. If there's no words in the part that you're playing, they'll sing along to the guitar melody. It doesn't care,
So cool.
So that's on my bucket list. Before I die, I have to play at Rock in Rio.
All right, so Beth and I now are going to go to our Quattro questions. Whoa. Sorry, you've got to answer them.
All 3 of you. We're going to start with Vinny. We're going to ask a question. Vinny, you got to answer quickly. Then Mike, you're going to answer. And then Jason, you're going to answer. You can't think too much. This is...
Well, we're musicians,
this
so
is
that's not hard.
Yeah. All right, my first question is, if you were stuck on an island, what one food would you take with you?
Popcorn.
Okay, Mike?
Pizza.
Chicken wings.
All right.
Chicken wings. Okay. If you had to be in a female tribute band and you were a chick, what would it be? Vinny.
Heart.
I love it. Mike.
Vixen.
I like it, the Vixens.
ABBA. I want to wear those jumpsuits.
Awesome. Stays in tune.
Who doesn't love all things Swedish?
All right, I want to know, if you had to be a single color for the rest of your life, what color are you?
Brown, year round.
You're
Pink.
Pink?
Yes.
Awesome.
Pink
That's
is
why
my
we ask
favorite
Quattro
color.
questions. That right there is why we ask the Quattro questions.
Green.
Awesome.
Holy Mary. Okay.
What do
And
you got,
so,
Beth?
yeah. So my fourth question is, of all the KISS years, you're stuck in one. What year are you stuck in? Vinny.
What KISS year? 1977.
All right. Mike?
1987.
Wow.
1975, when they were young and on fire.
Nice.
I like it.
Love it.
He
Love
likes
it.
that
That's
youth.
why I play my songs too fast, faster than the records, faster than all the other KISS tribute bands, because I play it like they did when they had cojones.
I love it.
Okay, now I'm going to move on to this next
nice.
question because I'm all about social media. So what are you guys doing to get your word out there on social media? What are you doing?
We definitely have a strong presence on Facebook, facebook.com/KissedAlive.
Facebook.
We have our .com website, which is KissedAlive.com, but we also have a very important component of it is our Reverb Nation site, because we have a lot of great audio tracks there, including the song Deuce that we recorded. I think I told you guys about this last time I was on this show. We recorded that for a tribute called Rock and Roll All Night.
So this is the kind of stuff. Where can everybody find that? They just go to Reverb Nation, or they go to your...
We are on iTunes. We are
Yay.
a KISS tribute band, but
Wonderful.
we are on iTunes. You can Google Kissed Alive on iTunes, and you'll come up with the band or with that song Deuce, or you can just go to Kissed Alive, a tribute to KISS on Reverb Nation, and there's some rare live tracks that aren't available anywhere else, and we make them available for free download. So anything you can hear on our website, you can download free.
Oh, it's been, what? I can't even tell you guys. It's been, can you believe we've been online an hour? Can you? What a pleasure.
Time flies when you're having fun.
We've been online with the Catman, Jason Lee, Starchild, Vinny J, and of course the Demon, Mike Deadman, of Kissed Alive, the national tribute to KISS. And I hope our listeners, if anything, have seen just the common denominator of hard work, passion, and attention to detail.
Yes.
Of having a real show. And if any of you out there are working on your own tribute and trying to get that tour, pay attention to a band like this, and you might save yourself a few steps of heartache to learn what to do is right.
And to all the fans that are out there, you need to go out and see a live show, because there's nothing like this live show. Between all the musicians, the singing, the vocals, everything, the costumes, all of it. It's just the most badass show. I'm going to say that.
Thank you so much, Kiss Alive.
fun.
Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, girl.
Oh, my God.
Vinny, Jason, this has been Girls Talk Rock on Eno Talk
you.
Radio. These guys are just sexy and awesome
Get out there and see them. Thank you so much to Enter Talk Radio for having Girls Talk Rock. We will see you next week, 5 p.m. live. Hey, it's Tracy Smith
And Beth Venus
of Girls Talk Rock right here on the Enter Talk Radio Network.
every Wednesday at 5 p.m. Pacific.
Okay, Beth, they know that, but we want you to know that the industry pro's choice is Silver Tiger Production.
SDP is a full-service production agency offering sound, lighting, installations, talent buying, staffing, backline equipment rental, and sales. Kapow!
It's everything in the entertainment performance industry. It's all at
It's all that.
SilverTigerProduction.com.
Hi, this is Tim Dolbear from Eclectica Studios. I'm a full-time mixing and recording engineer. I work with Grammy winners, labels, and indie artists, using state-of-the-art digital mixing and restoration tools and the very best in analog gear. Really, though, it's my ability to bring tracks to life and fulfill your vision for your music. This has made me sought after by producers and artists worldwide. So spend your time working on music and not chasing a mix down a rabbit hole. Go to timdolbear.com and check out our free one-song mix offer.
You know what's all around you every waking moment of your life? Marketing. You're choking on it. I'm Scott Robertson, and when it comes to strategic PR, branding, and marketing, I've seen it all. And actually, I'm still seeing it because bad marketing never sleeps. Join me each week on May the Best Brand Win, right here on InnerTalk Radio, and learn how to make the marketing for your brand unforgettable.
Are you serious about your music? Are you ready to run with the big dogs? The experts at Pitbull Audio have the gear to get you into the game. From leading manufacturers like Mesa Boogie, Fender, Pioneer, and American Audio. To sound your best, you need the best. Pitbull Audio can deliver in rehearsal, on stage, and into the big time. Dropping beats, shredding guitar, or making the crowd roar. Whatever you dream, Pitbull Audio can help make it happen. We are Pitbull Audio. We want you to play it loud. PitbullAudio.com.